Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable ones, the juries, the participants of this speech contest, and all the audiences. First of all, let all praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all the blessings that have been given to all of us. Hence, we could attend here in a good situation. Secondly, let's deliver salawat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has brought us from darkness to the brightness. And lastly, I'd like to thank all the judges for giving me this very special opportunity to compete in this speech contest. I am Eda Pratiwi from SMA Negeri 1 Semarang, and today I'd like to deliver a speech about the students' role in the transitional offline learning during this COVID-19 pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get into the core of my speech today, I'd like to ask you one question. What do you think about the offline learning during this pandemic era? Of course, we, students and teachers, are happy that we're back to school again. Even our parents were happy, although the situation isn't back to usual, but it is surely more effective. No wonder that students were full of excitement. Why? Because we're tired of doing online learning. Waking up in the morning, turning on our laptops or devices we use for school, studying in front of the screen, and socializing with our friends and teachers virtually. Very sad, isn't it? So, by this rare chance of offline learning, we must use this opportunity well. In order to make offline learning take place for a long time, first things first, we really need to maintain the health protocols. Whose role is to protect each other from the virus? All of us have a role, but in this speech, I am going to emphasize the students' role at school in the middle of this pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 is real. The government had provided vaccinations for the community, including teachers and students. Schools are also expected to have health vaccination for everyone in the school environment, and it must be ensured that everyone has been vaccinated before the offline learning starts for at least once. Even though we've got vaccinated, it doesn't mean that we can do things like we used to before this pandemic. However, based on the data from jamapost.com, violations of the health protocols are caused by the weak supervision when students return back home from school, so that there are still lots of students who often hang out after school. In this case, as a good student, we need to remind our friends, remind them to stay at home, remind them that COVID-19 cases are still increasing, and remind them that what they're doing could harm others too. Ladies and gentlemen, online learning is not that easy. Students are getting lazy to study because there are lots of distractions at home. It makes them miss the lesson and chose to procrastinate their homeworks because they didn't understand a single thing. So, during this offline learning, students are expected to pay more attention when the teachers are explaining, to ask when it's necessary, and to be active in class isn't a wrong thing. As a student, we really need to be able to liven up the class's atmosphere so that it doesn't feel stiff. Besides adding some extra points for us, being active in class also creates bonding between us and our teachers. Nowadays, it's kind of hard to socialize with people, so it's like the only way to socialize with our teachers. About socializing with our friends at school, I know we can't be as free as we used to be, but we still can socialize with our friends by just having a little chit-chat from our own seats in class, keep wearing our mask when talking to our friends, not walking in groups, and not holding hands or other kinds of physical touch. Girls usually do that. Or if it isn't enough, we still can have a video call at home. So, in conclusion, it can be stated that students have a really big role in this COVID-19 pandemic. By obeying the rules at school to do the health protocols, by reminding each other, and by socializing at a distance, we can minimize the spread of coronavirus. We must get used to this situation until it goes back to normal. Well, I think that is all the speech that I can deliver today. Hopefully the situation in our country will be better soon, and ideally what I've said is gainful for us. I'm so sorry if I had a mistake. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.